There we go. All right. We had some problems this morning. Everything did nothing. Nothing wanted to work correctly on the streaming software side of things. Um, the multi-stream wasn't working. Streamlabs was throwing things into vertical mode. So I've been trying to get this started since like 6:45. Hello. Thank you for the birthday wishes. It is tomorrow. Last year, we were very lucky to have birthday brunch, Sunday brunch happened quite literally on my birthday. I will be 38 tomorrow. I know you can't really see the hat with the screen. Hold on. So there's my birthday hat. Kept this from last year because I am cheap, and instead of buying 12 hats to throw away, I decided to keep one that I could use over and over and over again. Um, I get the idea of not wanting to celebrate early. Unfortunately, my birthday falls on a Monday, and I don't normally stream on Mondays. Uh, Next week is my last week of summer before we go back to school, before I have to start working again, before I can stop making videos every day that annoy people. Egnards hoodie. I know. You know what? My hoodie is upstairs somewhere. Um, I don't always. Sometimes I wear a Broncos hoodie. 29th, 29th birthday. Yes. It was upstairs. Normally, I wear the hoodie because I'm wearing a T-shirt that doxes me, because it's my company T-shirt. Today, I decided to throw on my Siesta Key T-shirt and go a little casual. I feel like I can go casual because it's birthday brunch. I can do whatever the fuck I want, right? Um, we do have to get into it though, because we are starting to get very close to some goals in TB, and I want to make sure that we don't overextend those goals. I want to switch this over. Game mine. Let's pop that a little higher. Here we go. Audio settings. Let's go a little higher. Tell me if that is too loud for the game settings. My guild is getting very close to 44 stars. We did have 2 platoon hiccups that happened. And myself and my other TB officer, we are deciding whether or not we want to take Magna Guard and Chewbacca up to Relic 9 ourselves to help the guild out or not, because there is a possibility that we hit 44 stars. So we're playing that one by ear, and we'll see what happens there. But let's get started. I want to see what is the closest. What do I have to worry about the most? It looks like Mandalore needs to be worried about the most. So let's get going. What is it? We're at 9 minutes. Okay. It is. It's a lot of stars. We're doing pretty good. And we're a couple people down. We have one guy who he's really just been deploying because he is leaving us after TB. He's quitting the game, but he was nice enough to stick around for the week. We have another guy who's basically in the same position. We do have those slots filled before you come at me. I just, we can't fill them during the TB week, unfortunately. Oh, you know what? This is coming through the wrong thing. That's why. There we go. That should be better. Oh my god. No. I am not looking forward to more 5-day planets or 5 planet days. Like just fucking shoot me or something. I can't do it if that's gonna happen. And if I ever get a 6 planet day, like end me right there. I would love another planet, right? You guys saw the video. You guys reacted to the video. I really would. I would love Naboo. I would love like a Gungan special mission. But I can't do it. I can't. I was feeling exhausted doing my battles day 4. So that was what, Thursday afternoon? And I wasn't even working, right? I cannot. Going back into the school year and having to do that again, I can't. My pill. Oh, I think that pill was leaking, so too much vitamin D is coming out. That's gonna fuck me later. Yeah, it's such a low-tier team now without, it's such a low-tier team without the raid. And it's a shame, because it's such a great TB team. It is exactly the reason why I did that Sim TB bit. And I've talked about it before. If you go on Reddit, I have multiple threads about it. And, you know, it's like once a year, I feel like I need to remind people about it. And I feel like the counter argument is, oh, well, you don't want to play the game. And, like, I do want to play the game. I want to play the game a lot, but I don't want to do the battles that I've already done a million times and that I've already solved a million times. Like, I want to do something different. I want a new puzzle to solve. Aatrox, hey, thank you. I'm doing good. I'm excited. Today's a great day. My wife and I are going into the city. We're going to go to our favorite bar. We're going to have a drink or two at Beer Culture. And then we're going to Kote, which is a Japanese, not a Japanese, Korean steakhouse. They do like steak samplers. You know, very like 1 ounce cuts of very expensive steaks. So you can like try all of them for not a terrible amount of money. Do I recommend the different Lightspeed bundles for Leia? You know, it's funny. I was looking at it this morning for a guildmate of mine was asking me that question. And hold on 1 second. I just want to make sure that I get this right. Do I want to use... No, I really want to use Spectre here. And I think what it comes down to with like the Leia bundle, it's a great bundle if you need Leia, right? What they were asking me in guild was like, is it worth it just for a few extra relic levels for the characters that I don't have the relic levels up on? And in that regard, I'm kind of like, I don't really think that it's worth it. But Leia is a super high tier GL. So I would very much recommend it if you don't have her. She is game changing. And I mean, her economy event is not great, but you get a really great character and then, you know, some crappy rewards every month. Morning, Void. Thank you. We got you up today, too, for reviews. Oh, I didn't write those down. I should probably write those down. We were supposed to have a guest this morning. Logan was supposed to come on, but I forgot. I meant to ask him to come for next week because next week is the week where nothing's going on in game, and that's when I like to have guests. And so he was gracious enough to accept the fact that I screwed up there. Yeah, exactly, Adis. That's 100% my feeling. Like, Jabba, Smuggler's Run is a selling point. Hondo, Smuggler's Run is presumably a selling point. Endor Escalation, it's not a selling point for Leia, but Leia does a really great job of selling herself. The Glad event. I don't know. I don't like when people say the Glad event. I still see Peridia Patrol as the Glad event. I know not everybody agrees with me on that, but it's what I feel. It's and I can say what I want. Drogon is insane, and I wasn't even using him correctly for the longest time. I thought that his increase in offense or attack was on any ability. I didn't realize it was only on his basic, and one of you guys pointed that out to me maybe like 3 months ago, and it has changed my world with using Drogon. This is why I do math and I don't do like GAC. Well, I do GAC sometimes, but I don't like to pretend that I'm good at GAC because I'm not. No, that's not a selling point of my content. Spear coach. Yeah. Do you live in Manhattan? Because yeah, it's right next to Moulin Rouge. Oh right, and I forgot. Mall is stupid now. It's right next to Moulin Rouge. I think it's on like 49th Street. I think they have two locations. I've never been to the second location though. But yes, they have all of the beers in the coolers, and you can drink them there. It's like my favorite place. We go there anytime we go into the city. We'll stop in for a drink, and I know a bunch of the bartenders there. We know a bunch of the people that work at Moulin Rouge that like to stop in there. So even though we don't live in the area, like we know a lot of the people that go in. We know a few people actually that live somewhere in Connecticut that we see there sometimes too. There's like this one couple that we've seen like 5 times. They're an older couple, and they go in. I haven't seen them in a few years, but they would go to see Billy Joel like every 2 to 3 times a year, and they would always stop into Beer Culture too. Sorry. Could do like a side thing. I am also a fan of the Moulin Rouge movie, but if you are a fan of the movie, I really liked the show. It was a lot of fun. We might even go again. Somebody in my guild was actually in it. He played the ringleader earlier this year for a few months. And now you can see the hat too. So you're welcome, Sam. And thank you for setting me straight there. Oh my god, Nee, you know my response to this. I can't tell if you're screwing with me or not. Like, my belief is that a player should always prioritize passive resource investment. And while Endor Escalation, it's such a small amount that it's not worth it, I do believe that Peridia Patrol is largely incredibly worth it and a smart avenue for players to go down. I understand the dynamic that it might take 3 years for you to see those resources back, but that's only if you don't refresh, and it is the cheapest avenue for refreshing droid brains, or R9 materials in general. The way that I see it is that this is a long-term game, and I have been playing this game for the better part of 9 years. if the game exists for the next 3 years, I will be playing it. So there is no reason at all for me not to have built that up. And when some players are doing it in 3 years, I will be resource positive. And they will be like, oh, I can't believe that I spent these materials. And really, again, because I refresh it, it's really about a year and a half to be resource positive. I cannot stress enough how important those things are. Oh, God, that would have been terrible. There we go. I understand that it's very, very difficult, Aatrox. Like, I understand that point completely. But if you are at a point in the game, like, I get prioritizing, like, the R9 for Profundity or prioritizing the R9 for Leviathan first. That I completely support. Because I understand why a player would want to do that. Because they need the other resource acquisitions. But having a funnel for more resources only makes your life easier in the long run. Now, with that said, if you're like 5 million, I don't think getting Peridia Patrol to R9 should be a priority. But if you're in the back end of the game, it really should be a priority. Thank you, Snorquest. I appreciate, and to everybody. I haven't been saying thank you to everybody because I don't like saying the same thing over and over again, but I appreciate it. I do. I really do. I look forward to this. The birthday brunch is a lot of fun. I look forward to brunch every week if we're completely honest with ourselves. It's my enjoyment time. It's when I get to relax and be silly. So I had this conversation with somebody else on Discord. It might have been Zavor. I'm not 100% sure. Where, in terms of these new marquees, I can totally understand why you may be in a position where you want to prioritize someone else. But that's also why I did it 7 months ago. Right? I really pushed for that to make sure that I had those guys as quickly as I possibly could. The boys, though, Dan, is like, that's the boys give you the return on investment so much faster, especially if you are planning on refreshing that node. So that's a solid one right there. I know, and I'm thinking about, I mean, I'm not wailing on Hondo, but I am thinking about wailing on Jude Law. Because that'll give me Hondo a lot quicker. I'm toying with the idea. We'll see what the double drops or the bonus drops look like. And I'll tell you, the only reason that I could afford those 3 R9s right now is prioritizing my passive resource acquisition. Now, I might have to do a fucking R9 Chewbacca today for no goddamn reason because somebody used theirs in a combat or deployed before putting it in platoons, but that is the burden I bear as a TB officer. It is not the birthday of Brunch. Our first brunch was, I think it was in January of last year. It was either in January or December, but I'm pretty sure it was in January because I did the Tales episode with Sarah in December of 2023. And that was really before we started Brunch. Adis, the problem is we don't know anything about the bonus drop. We don't know what the bonus drops are. Because they put the bonus drops so far out, I think they're adding the actual drops to the table with the next marquee. So it's kind of tough for me to say, oh yeah, you should prioritize it when we have no idea. It could be Zetas. It could be more pirate shards. Like, we don't know. Khan, I do... You know, now that you can source... Now that you can sort by relic level, we can actually take a look at all of the R9s that I've done for platoons. Yeah, I guess so. My birthday's tomorrow, August 25th. I know a lot of August birthdays. A lot of our parents were getting busy around New Year's. The champagne was flowing. Yeah, but remember, those bonus drops did not have any requirements. I do think that a bonus drop that's going to have a requirement will be a little bit more generous. And I don't think that they'll be unimportant. But, like, how important? Oh, shit, yeah, so 2 days. Well, happy birthday, M3. You didn't remind me to take my fucking vitamin today, but happy birthday. Let's see. How do we sort by relic level? I've never done it. Oh, it's down here. Relic amplifier upgrade. Oh, no, not upgrade. Gear upgrade. Is the relic, is this? There we go. So who have we done specifically for platoons? Malgus was for platoons, but I lucked out on that one. No, not Skywalker. Hoth Rebel Soldier was specifically for platoons. Mon Mothma was specifically for platoons. Old Daka was specifically for platoons. Veteran Smuggler was because of a mistake, specifically to help somebody with their platoon. Wicket was specifically for platoons. Hermit Yoda R8 was specifically because someone made a mistake. The same thing, I have a Grief Karga in here somewhere, wherever Grief is. He might only be R7, though. That was specifically because somebody made a mistake. I don't know. If I feel like my guild can make it up, I just do it. Well, Khan, it depends. I haven't done it yet because we're going to, like, if it'll get us to the next star, I'll do it because it'll increase motivation from the guild, right? People go like, wow, like, we're doing so awesome. And that is valuable to me. So I'm holding. I'm waiting. If towards the end of the day we see that, yeah, that's all we need, then I will pull the trigger. Us TB officers, we're a special breed. That's really what it comes down to. We are willing to go the extra mile for our players. I was thinking of getting the Ewok bundle just to get most of them to R7, just so that if I need to do Ewoks, because I know some of you were talking about it, if I need to get Ewoks to R8 or R9, it won't hurt me as badly. I don't know if I want to drop, what is it, 30 bucks? I wipe my own ass. How many era battles have we had for pirates? Because it is 4 it's 4 weeks of doubles. Well, actually, Asher, here's the thing. I'm gonna say we don't know. Because remember, the pirate era battles were supposed to happen in July and they were pushed back. So we're kind of missing battles. So are they gonna make that up and add more battles? Maybe, maybe not, right? If it follows the correct era battle cadence, we see 4 weeks of doubles and 4 weeks of 1x. I believe we have seen 2 weeks of doubles so far. So that would be 2 more weeks of doubles and 4 weeks of singles. I believe it is only 2 weeks have happened, Con Warlock, of the era battles, because they happened, the era battles happened while I was on vacation for the first time. And then they just happened now. So we've had 2 weeks of them with 2 events. Jabba. Who do we want to throw in here? We want to just throw in some dark side guys. No, we don't want to throw you in there. Throw Malgus, and I guess we could throw Hondo in there, right? Like, sure, why not? No other use for Hondo. My favorite battle. Slow and steady. I already did. I already swallowed the D. Wait, what? Already there. But it popped, so I'm kind of worried because it's supposed to be a slow release over the week, and now that means some of it's just gonna hit me. You heard me, Black Hole. Might be some detoxicity. Toxicity, if Hot is still here. Don't care if you two... You're taking vitamins? Yeah, because I'm old. I take a weekly vitamin D pill. Because I don't get enough D throughout the week. I'm an old ass bitch that takes my vitamins. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. I, I mean, if you're talking about the song, then yes, but you can't put a totally different reference in a song and make it a pun and jump like that and confuse me. Like that's a big deal. And I'm all right. We are gonna do auto basic for a minute here because I want to get my ult charge up higher so we can get rid of a guy in phase 2 a little bit faster. That is our hope. Your daughter wants you to stream? Like, how many kids go, Daddy, please stream? Superman swoosh. How close are we to this? Oh, perfect. We're there. That is quite the mental jump. All right, okay, let's go. Let's see what we got to do here. I don't actually know who I should take out first. I've been taking out Saboteur first. Seems the most reasonable. My God, Ani, man, I told you about like 15% of people watch from their TVs, and I don't understand it. Like, stop. Why? You guys are all gonna die. Let's put on auto basic. Let's watch this. Oh, yeah. I will tell you, man, it is tough unless you're like super entertaining. I've been doing it, what now? A year. It's been about a year, almost 2 years. And I've been doing pretty okay this summer in terms of earnings, but that's only because I'm not working otherwise. You know, once I go back to school, those earnings are going right back down. But you can always reach out to me on Discord. You know that if you're wondering about like how to set things up, that I can help you with. Yes. You guys notice that I'm not like Jabba does not normally die like this. Why is he dying? He's not supposed to be going down like this. I don't understand. Normally he does not lose health and just autoing basic works. I don't care enough to understand, but still. The LV one, we don't want to do the LV one. Let's see. Yeah, but usually the usually just autoing basic, he gets enough protection up that it becomes a non-issue. They just fucking keep dying. I need LV at R9. These motherfuckers. Okay, just die. I don't care. I always said I wanted to get LV to level R9. It's there's so much else. I can't do it for just one combat mission. Let's see. I thought about getting into Helldivers. I didn't. I decided not to, but I was thinking about it, if that counts. We want... Now I have a tank here, which is kind of nice. Let's see what happens. Oh, doesn't matter. Oh, there we go. Good. Well, okay. That's not helpful. What's I supposed to do with that? TB, listen, man, I'm fucking busy. I have so... Every day, I've got so much shit going on. I was really hoping, since I had to do GK, I was like, oh, now that I have to do GK, maybe having a tank here will help. It doesn't. Phil hot takes Vanstisms. Oh, man. No, you know, Phil is not here, but that does remind me. I forgot to join something real quick, just in case. I don't think anyone will be on. But this is the last brunch of the month, and I do promise our Buy Me a Beer members that they are welcome to join me. So I always join the voice chat for that. And I forgot to this morning. So we'll do that. And we don't have any more battles, but let's see how far we are from being able to 44 star, right? So we do 730 minus 665. And then plus 730 minus 398. And then 396 minus 388. So 405 minus 289. So 116 minus 33. If we get those two platoons, we are at a minus 50. And that's actually not that bad for day 6. So I might have to do that later. We'll see what happens. Did anybody do the... Nobody has run the bot, so let's run the bot. TB deployments. Notify true. If I have to do this Chewbacca, I'm gonna flip a shit later. These fucking people. We need to over deploy. I can't remember my 3 characters that I have to platoon. Why are there so many walruses? We're gonna fix the map real quick. Where is my map? 665. This is good for right now. I need 730, so it needs about 70 there. I'm not going to need anything here. That'll finish on its own. This can go... Why? 500 million, yes. 100, that'll still be 289. We can do 150 from here, so 150 would be 550. We can definitely go to 550. All right, there we go. 550 there. This is confusing, so let's make this first. Let's make this next. Next will be 7. Let's say 720. That should be good. And how's the raid going? I actually forgot that the raid was going to intersect with Brunch, and I already did mine. I'll tell you our plan in a second, Nee. I just want to see how we're doing here. We're making good progress. 2 of these. Oh, he actually did do something here. This guy's retiring, so I'm happy at least it's something. Okay, we're not doing terribly. So, our TV plan for Nee, if you're interested, is day 1 we max, right? So 9 stars. Day 2 we max. Day 3 we preload Zepho. We max Kashyyyk. We max Tatooine. And we preload Dathomir. Day 4 we finish Dathomir. We preload Kessel. We finish Zepho. And we do Lothal. Day 5, we preload Ring. We finish Kessel. We continue to preload Mandalore. We do Haven in 1 day. And then day 6, we right now are ignoring Malachor. We finish Mandalore, which doesn't need any deploys at all. That just is full combats and platoons. We 3-star Ring. And then our goal is to 3-star Vandor, which we are getting closer and closer to. So that is the plan for us. And then once we do that, we have to start thinking about Malachor platoons. And Malachor platoons would get us 33. It's about roughly 180 million, 190 million, which would mean we would need like another 100 million in combat here. But we're getting there. Let's buy our ship for the day. Nothing that I care about here. Do want bonding pins because we love bondage. What? I didn't say that. Fleet Arena, guild events. I need those, but I don't want to spend that on those. 341. We could definitely use those. I do not buy Omicrons. Hey, Duramana, I don't feel limited by Omicrons at all. Obviously, I don't have all of the Omicrons, but especially now that the episode pass has come out, and I don't even buy the episode pass all the time, I do feel like I have the Omicrons that I need. You know, we look at Omicron ability materials. Third Sister having one Omicron, I feel fine. The third Darth Bane Omicron, I don't usually use him with C. And when I do use him with C, I don't feel like I ever lose. This is TW, this is TW. I think Night Trooper is TW, Jocasta's TW, Grand Inquisitor is TW. Jedi Cal does completely fine with the 2. Syndulla is TW. Bo-Katan, I do fine with the 2. Queen, I do fine with the 1. You know, would a second one be useful? Yeah, sure. Afra's, when she has her Datacron, she's fine. When she doesn't, she's not beating anything else. I don't feel limited by Starkiller. Master Qui-Gon is TW. Actually, is Night Trooper TW? No, Night Trooper is TB. Or GAC. Interesting. I didn't know that. Death Trooper is TW. Ahsoka's TW. Huyang is TW. SM33 is TW. I don't. I have some TW Omicrons. My guild requests like maybe two of them a year because our matchups are either washes or not, right? We either go against a guild that is like an amazing TW guild and they're gonna kick our asses anyway, or we go against a guild that we're gonna kick their ass. It's so very rare that we have a competitive match. Huyang is TB. I don't need Huyang's. Ahsoka's team does fine without it. Ahsoka's team up to day 4 is perfect. Is Jocasta TW? GAC? Oh, that must be why I have one of them. I don't feel like there's any that I'm missing where I'm like, oh, this would fundamentally help me out a lot, and this would change something that I'm doing. I do think I'm going to get the Depa one once I have finished Depa. Or did I already get the Depa one? Oh, no, she's Relict, so she, right, because she... Where the fuck is Depa? There she is. Hers I'm probably going to get. You know, so if there were a lot where I felt like, oh, these are going to fundamentally alter things, then sure, like I would buy Omicrons, but I don't feel like I'm going to need that. And I did talk about this earlier, but there is a like 60% possibility that I might whale on Jude Law. I don't expect to get Hondo day 1, but because he will be the most limiting of the pirates, getting him out the door pretty quickly would significantly speed up my Hondo. I'll have to do some math on the shipment farming cost versus the whale farm, but I think I might whale on what's his name? On Jude Law. Yeah, Platinum, I've heard that Depa is amazing in TB, and I don't have Jedi Master Mace Windu yet, but I'm going to have him when he comes back, and it is probably going to be an R9 team for me. So I am almost definitely going to do that. You know, that's a big deal for me. That's something exciting for me. Let's see. There we go. And like I said, with the way that that the battle passes, the monthly passes are, I do feel like I have a pretty strong Omicron income where it's not a big deal. You know, will that change in the future? Maybe. Yeah, for me, it's all about time saving. And because I'm going back to school, right? We're going back to work. We're going back to school. I try to get these things done as quickly as I possibly can. I value those TB Omicrons for that reason. No, Ani, you are completely correct. There are not a lot of dark side TB Omicrons. Off the top of my head, let's see. I know that. Where is it? I don't even know where the fuck he is. The probe droid. Wherever probe droid is, I must be blind. Probe droid has a TB. Like, where the fuck is probe droid? Am I stupid? What? Where the fuck is it? Oh, there he is. Imperial probe droid. Oh, because I didn't even get the Zeta. That's why. He has one. I think maybe Karth has one, if I remember. There's not a lot of them. And those are the harder missions. You know, like the light side ones are usually not too terrible. The dark side missions are a little bit on the hard. Oh, and Enoch. I have Enoch and fuck, what's his name? Oppo. Oppo's the TB one. I have that. Hey, Beat. Good morning. Oh my god. Ooh. Do my yoga on stream right now. If my guild, you know, the thing with TW Omicrons, we'll pop this over the single camera for a minute because I don't have to do anything in game. But the thing with TW Omicrons is if you are the only person in Scorch is not TB. Scorch is GAC, isn't he? Let me see. Oppo is TB. Clone. Scorch. Scorch is GAC. The thing with TW Omicrons is that like everybody in your guild needs to do them. If not everybody in your guild is doing a wall of them, it doesn't do anything for you. And we don't ask people to do them because we don't value it right now. And if CG changes TW, if CG alters TW to make it something where I feel like they're necessary now, you know, then maybe I start buying Omicrons. Maybe I start refreshing the Galactic Legend Ultimate events and get more Omicrons there. Right now, I don't see the need. I don't see the reason. I don't see how it'll fundamentally help me in any way. Marok is an amazing fucking TB Omicron, and I would love to get more of my Inquisitors up to R8 and R9 to take advantage of that. But obviously, you know, we are limited. We go back in the game and we see, like, I do have a lot of signal data right now. But, you know, droid brains are slow to come around. And even though I have enough for almost seven, those go very quickly. If the update later this year has TW stuff, that would be awesome. That would be like straight up fire. Like, especially if there are reward bumps, right? Because we see TW and TW has the brackets only go up to what, like 350, something like that. And guilds at this point are at the 650 to 750 million range. So if we look at, like, I know, for example, Pico is 15 million. I'm sure most of Old Dirty Blasters is between 13 and 15 million. You're looking at like 720 to 750. Okay, so we need resource bumps. I'm sure that Maw is even higher than that. It's just, we'll see what happens. I think CG has made some really great moves in this last year. They made some questionable moves. We've talked about those questionable moves, obviously. But I think overall they've made some really smart moves in certain aspects that have made the game more friendly and more enjoyable. They've made some ones that we're not so happy about. They've made some ones that they have backtracked because of backlash. We'll see what happens with these bonus drops and the fact that these bonus drops have something tied to them. We'll see how it affects the gameplay. We'll see how it affects the player base. It's something that I am watching very closely. I see a bunch of you showing up now and saying happy birthday. I appreciate it. Thank you. I will. How old? 2 questions. All right, we'll do that before we go to our quick break before reviews, right? Let's see. How many waves did I do in TB this time? Keep in mind, I do not do phase 1. My guild does not need phase 1 at all. So I do not do battles at all. I do have a few people that do. Swayze loves TB. He does them anyway. Z-Dad loves TB. He does them anyway. So I did 106. There are 25 waves in day 1. So 106 plus 25. You could figure about 131 waves this time, with a few unfortunate losses today. I haven't really increased my TB teams lately because of Raid. I would love Lord Vader and all of that. We'll see what happens, with the increase in MK3 from the Raid and from everything going on there. Do we have any events? No, we do not. We've already done them. Okay, so we've done our in-game stuff. We know the drill. We're going to head over into roster reviews. I am going to take off this birthday hat because it's starting to hurt behind the ears. I am going to fill up my coffee cup. We will head back in. We'll get these reviews knocked out of the way. And we will continue birthday brunch in just like, let's say, 2 minutes or so. Okay, Xander, just so that you were aware, I forgot your second question. Your second question was, how old do I feel? My body hurts. My body hurts every day. It is what it is. Doing martial arts for over 20 years as well, it it hits you in certain places, and injuries don't heal the way that they did when you were much younger. It is what it is. But at the same drop and give me, oh shit, okay, hold on. Fuck you, man. Oh, okay, let's see. So drop and give me, this is the first time it's being redeemed. All right, that's fine. Can we see my floor? No, we can't really see my floor. So, for those of you on YouTube, our Twitch redemption was drop and give me. It's 25,000 point redemption. This is the first time that it is being redeemed. And I haven't done push-ups in a while, but we're going to just see how many I can do now that I'm old, which is probably not that many. Oh, God. That's all you're getting today. It's been a while. I didn't count them. It's 20 some odd. But thank you for that. Super, super, super appreciated. Let's move this back up, I think, here. Do I have a favorite fighter? I do. He doesn't fight anymore. I stopped watching UFC. I stopped watching combat sports. I don't find them to be super interesting. The only reason that I used to watch UFC is there were a few fighters who I felt were more martial artists than fighter, and I really respected that. So some of my favorites were Lyoto Machida was a big influence on me. I'd met him in Montreal really quickly. I took a nice picture on my old potato flip phone. He lost the next night, which was very sad. I got to witness that live. Georges St-Pierre, martial artist, ton of respect for him. Those are the only two careers that I used to really, really follow. Oh, wonderful, Xander. Super, super, super excited about that. But you know what? I did it, right? I put that redemption in there in hopes that people redeem it so that I would feel pressured to do push-ups and to build my strength back up, because I used to do way more than 26. I'm not super happy with myself for only doing 26. So please do save up. Please do hit that specific redemption on Twitch so that I can get strong again. All right. Camera's looking good. Camera's where it needs to be. We have reviews to do. We got a bunch of reviews today to do. And as always, as newly always, we have our fun little TB Reviews song that needs to play, our TB Review intro. So let's pop over that.
Roster reviews. Egnards is having a break and taking a Roster reviews. Talking to me that what pack sex should sell to you. Ooh, to you. To you.
That is such a fucking bop. I love that song so much. Hey, Berm. I haven't seen you online all week. I was playing HOTS all week and getting frustrated and losing and all the toxic players. But hey, thank you for joining me. Let's get to these reviews today. So we are going to head over. Captain Void was, I feel bad because he was the last review for last week and we didn't skip it. We kind of ended there for a few reasons. We are going to jump around on some of these reviews today. So we got Captain Void. We will throw, where is that on my screen? We will throw Discord up. Is that me singing? No, that is AI singing. I could probably do that if I got the words out, and we could have gotten Moonborn to superimpose that over. I like to think that not in the morning. Not in the morning, I have a fairly okay singing voice. In the mornings, I have my coffee deep, like I haven't woken up yet voice. You're on our Discord, right? I think I do them for tips. Most people get them for free. Some people are nice enough to tip me for them. Some people get like one every other week, and it's just a nice system where I try to keep things as free as I possibly can without disrespecting my own time. So let's see. We got Captain Void. Roster, no, I do reviews. I help people. Though when I get people who have like 13 to 14 million accounts, I don't know, what do I do, right? Like, I'm trying to help people. When you're like 14 million, I go, what do you want from me? What can I possibly tell you about your account? Let's go to 114 for Captain Void. So we will stall until 114. I know he's here, but just in case he needs to see it in the future. And we are about to hit it. So top 20 of your fleet, executors, endurance, negotiators. So semi-early. I also get first every day. Are you coordinating? Yes. Assault battles. A lot of CT2s. CT1 on ground war. So that means no Jabba, probably no JML. Fanatical Devotion, CT2. Seekers and Shadows, CT1. Duel of the Fates, R7. Pretty Patrol is a work in progress with nothing going on right now. Working on DS Clone, sharding the 3 pals while working on Jabba and Darth Bane. There we go. There's our answer. Are you dead set on continuing on DS Clones, Darth Bane, and Jabba? I am dead set. Zombie Bros could change. How highly do you value efficiency versus fun farms? 80% of the time, efficiency must create a snowball effect. I just finished LV for fun, mainly for clones. Are there any favorite characters you want to prioritize, even though it's not smart? Yes, I just finished LV, Balin's Skull. So Balin's Skull is something you want to prioritize, not something that you just finished. Good news, the next time that Balin comes around, if it's something that you want to prioritize, he will be available all year round, right? So you will not have to work on timelines at that point. Shards for an important Proving Grounds characters, getting Bane on 817, so that was last week. Everyone else is below 200. So, Captain Void, I am going to say, based on what I see here, I'm going to say somewhere between, I don't know. It's tough because my first thought is 6 to 7 million, but then I'm also thinking 4 million, but Darth Bane I'm thinking 6 to 7 million, honestly. 4, it doesn't make sense. But then having that many shards of Darth Bane, I'm going to say 8. I'm going to say 8 million. Let's see what it is. 7.75. Look at that. Beautiful. I love it. Chromium 4, we are getting that. My executor is all the way up. Go to our collection. We have Vader, Kylo Ren, Sith Eternal, General Skywalker. Okay. I want to see what your guild is doing in the raid. Your guild is not doing much in the raid at all. They haven't really prioritized it, even in the slightest raid history. You are doing 3.6. Are you doing that with the clones? No, you're not doing it with the clones. Do you have like ties to this guild? Because you are so significantly overperforming your guild right now. And, my um my thoughts on significantly overperforming a guild. It just seems like you could be in a better place if you wanted to. Uh, because I mean, I understand what I would say for this, like the clones. I don't. If you want to stay in this guild where you are now, I would be careful about over prioritizing scores with your clones, because if you go to like R9 with all of them, you're not going to see the same return that someone like myself would see from the much higher guild rewards, which, is kind of frustrating. I would say if you're going to bring anything to R9, just do Tarkin and Scorch and keep the others at R7 for now, because they'll perform fine with Lord Vader, especially with where you are in GAC. Just be careful about over prioritizing if your guild is one that you do want to stick with. Yeah, it's tough, man. I've done the videos before where I've said this, like, your friends will be your friends even if you leave your guild, and if they are angry at you, maybe it wasn't real friendships. When people leave my guild, when they say they want more of a TW feel, I say, hey, best of luck, dude. We're still friends. Hang out, reach out to me. Let's still chat. Pip pip cheerio and the whole 9 yards. But I also know that people get very angry about other people leaving their guilds, and in those cases, I question, those relationships. It's just something to think about, is don't over prioritize the raid if you want to stay with a group that seemingly is spending a lot less time than you are on certain things. It just seems like you've outgrown them. Your tracker. Da, da, da. There we go. That's it, right? Like me and Berm chat. But I mean, it's different because we've never been in the same guild. But like, yeah, I talk to people that used to be in my guild, and I talk to Berm too. We play video games together. Vader, we have Star Killer. How far are we? Bo-Katan. I also have to consider that it's seemingly you're in a more casual guild, so a lot of these things, right, say do this, then this, then this, are not as important if you know that you're not going to really benefit a lot. What I would say, and this is really important, and I've said this to a lot of people, you have Jabba on deck, you have the Peridia Patrol boys on deck, you're finishing the DS clones. You didn't isolate that you're finishing Profundity, which I find really, really interesting. I understand that you're getting first in Arena right now, but the reality is that you're so close to Profundity, right? Like, just so close to Profundity that it makes sense to get it. And my belief is that the best time to farm a capital ship is when you don't need that capital ship. Because if you finish Profundity fast, you can reap the benefits of free rewards over the next 6 months, over the next 8 months, over the next year until you need it. Whereas if in 4 months they give us a upgrade, if they give us like a punishing one, but for Profundity, then you have to scramble, and you're probably going to have to spend 27,000 crystals to get it to 7 stars. So I really think Profundity should be a priority for you, even if you don't want to use it. Even if you just want to let it sit on the bench, and collect your free shards each month. I do want to check because you said the Peridia boys. Yeah, these are not too bad. I would say slow farm the Peridia boys in the background right now. I don't know how much you're doing, but just 5 battles a day. They are going to be important to you, but right now you have a lot of other stuff that can get finished up. So just let them kind of background farm, and keep on your clones, keep doing what you're doing with the clones, but background farm these guys. I would go for Profundity before you go for Jabba, just to get it out of the way ASAP, like literally just to finish it so you can capitalize on the free shards. And then I would do Jabba. And man, I just really think that Jabba and JML should always be farmed in tandem. He is a significant help to you in Conquest. It'll make Conquest so much easier. It will give you military might at CT3. It will give you ground war at CT3. So it'll kind of tone up all of those things that that you're working on in the background with your assault battles right now. I am planning on picking up the Ewoks and the Leia Lightspeed bundle. I'll be missing 3 characters putting to Relic while missing 7 characters needed Relic for Jabba. Which one should I head for first? So Leia is a top tier GL. And I've talked about this before. Oh, we got to do a picture today, right? We did the Jabba picture last week. So we'll do another picture later today too, if we have time. That just reminded me of it. Jabba, Profundity, JML, and Leia all fall into this really neat ecosystem where they have a lot of overlap. So they all need, so they all can be farmed in tandem. Relics, we're missing 7 needing relics for Jabba. Your relic needs for Jabba are really not that bad. I mean, the flawed signal data, sure. If you're, I think I would still go for Jabba first because Smuggler's Run 2 is just one of the biggest, best events you could possibly have. But going for the Ewok bundle and the Leia bundle, I would probably do JML last. Right, I would just get Profundity over with now to get the free shards. Like it's I think so worth it for players to prioritize that. Then I would do Jabba because Smuggler's Run 2 is going to be such an insane help to you. Then I would finish up Leia. And then I would go for Jedi Master Luke after that. Now, Peridia Patrol, you're slow farming them right now. I am a huge proponent of bringing them to R9. You know that. You were on yet last week. You've heard me talk about that before. I think in your case, being about 8 million, R9 is not a super priority for you right now. I would keep them once you get them 2 relics. Once you have them farmed, I would keep them probably at like R7 until you kind of get that back end, until you finish that stuff out. Thank you, Berm. It's a nice little birthday present. Fuck ads. I hate ads, but ads pay for my beer. So for where you are in the game, I think that R7 is a natural stopping point for now for you. And that's something really largely to consider. Now, once you have done that, once you have gotten Jabba, Profundity, Leia, and JML, you're going to be in a fundamentally different place in the game where the majority of your ROI is kind of built out. I mean, it shouldn't take too long. It should be like, honestly, especially if you especially if you're spending a little bit, I could see that all being done in 3 to 5 months. I really would like to see your Duel of the Fates boys at R9 though. Like, I just think that that's such a priority basically for everybody, and anybody that does not prioritize that is really missing out. Duel of the Fates being only 2 characters and not having Omicrons in their drop cycle, you have less than a year on ROI for that. So I think it's just one of those things that people really need to bite the bullet on. Um, I would love to tell you to do that right now, but where you are in the game, I think that that can be done afterwards. I think that that can be done after you finish out these GL. Shadow Man, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. I do. You spend enough money though. That was unnecessary, but thank you. You spend enough money on me, is what I should say. So I think get those GL first. Then I think it's time to bite the bullet on your R9 R9 Duel of the Fates. And you know, we've talked about the 3 layers of farming before here. Your primary farm is what you're relicking. Your secondary farm is what you're gearing. Your tertiary farm is what you're shard farming. As you start to get, as you start to clear up energy, you can start to slow farm your Balin requirements, right? Like, let's see where they're at. I know Great Mothers is a Cantina farm. It kind of sucks because it's a 16 Cantina farm. Morgan is the same thing. It kind of sucks because it's a 16 Cantina farm. Maroc is a great farm. Maroc, you know, once you have energy, just start to slow farm him. And who is the last one? I know there is a 4th, but I can't remember who it is. What's her name? It's the girl. It starts with an S, doesn't it? She's a merc. She has like a Fey name. Shinhati. Start to slow farm those guys as you clear out energy from your from your Peridia patrol, if that makes sense. Does all of that make sense, Void? Did I answer your questions? Because I mean, I feel like you're on the right track. It's just like these little things that you're missing and that I want you to keep in mind. And again, I cannot stress that I'm not like telling people, I'm not pushing people out of their guilds. I find that people will be much happier when they're playing with players at their own level. And it just seems like you are fundamentally much higher level than your player. Platinum, I appreciate it. Thank you. You know, I like to think that I provide some value to people. So thank you. We'll have to add you to our thank you slide on YouTube. Best way to donate to Womp, right? Okay, so that's a great point, Darklink. So Lost Swamp Rat, you guys know him. He is a streamer. I usually raid into him on Sundays. He is a great member of this community. He has basically helped every single streamer with something. He is just a friendly, all-around friendly guy. He is a war vet. I don't know war vet. He is a military vet from Europe. He is a wheelchair user. He is in need of a new wheelchair, and the chair that he needs is relatively expensive. He is starting a streaming marathon starting tomorrow. And, you know, I did ask people, instead of throwing money at me today, consider doing it more towards him. On our Discord, I provided a link in our egg notifications that I grabbed directly from him, directly from his Discord. That's the best that I have right now for knowing. I know that anything coming from his subs over the next week and from um, anything on Twitch will go towards it. But Twitch takes 30 to 40%. And that support link that I had posted is directly from PayPal. So it's so I believe that it'll provide him with much more, right? If you buy subs, then you're giving him 70 cents for every dollar. If you use the link on Eggs notifications, then it's more helpful to him. So that's what I'll say on that for anyone considering. He is a great guy. He's a very, very positive member of the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes community, and I do want to support him in any way that I can. Void, I would like to go better guild. Most don't want. So that's Void. That's kind of where I was saying, like, whether you want to go to another guild or not, because if you want to go to another guild, I really would prioritize Bo-Katan, and I really would prioritize Cal Kestis. They are not big farms. They are not hard farms. They are not, they don't take that long. Not to use PayPal as a charge, but don't be a dick. Don't charge me. Yeah, exactly, Berm. I don't use PayPal because I have a business. So I am worried about people who are not good actors, and I don't want people to find out my real information and then like downvote and one star my business just because they dislike me. And I don't want to set up a business account with them, but I know it's an option that a lot of people have. So Void, if you wanted to go to another guild, what I would say then is that Cal Kestis and Bo-Katan are more important than Balin and Peridia Patrol. And I would start working towards at least Cal Kestis now, which will help you once you have Jedi Master Luke. So if your goal is new guild, I would cut ties with Peridia Patrol for right now, and I would start slow farming Cal Kestis right now. You're not, you only need G12 on these characters. Seer, you'll need R7 for the mission. But it's not that hard. Start bringing those characters up now. And as you start to finish Cal, start slow farming Bo-Katan. If you come at guilds who are asking about you and you say, hey, I am 2 weeks out from having Zepho, and I will be 2 months out from Bo-Katan, most guilds will say, okay, I see that you're making progress, and they will go after it. Is Bo better than Peridia Patrol? It's case by case, Mythic. It really is case by case. This is a situation of someone who is in a guild way below their means and is finding it difficult to find guilds for that reason. And so being in a better guild will fundamentally shift their reward structure in everything that they do. And that is more valuable than Peridia Patrol for right now. There you go. Look at that, Ani. Look at that, Void. You have somebody who's like, hey, we'd be willing to take you on for right now. And, you can work on those things while you're doing that. So that would, if you're looking for a new guild, one, Ani is someone who's been here for a very long time. I respect him, but only when he's around. I don't respect him when he's not within earshot. There is a perfect opportunity for you. And if you need me to link you up with him afterwards, then great. So you have 2 guilds that are willing to take you and boost you up. But I would still get Bo-Katan and Mandalore because those are gigantic guild projects. See? There you go. Never turn your back on Egnards because he will shit all over you. I only shit on people that I like. They know that, right? I shit on Phil constantly, but him and I, we like laugh about it every day. And I've told him in PMs, right? Like, you have blanket permission to shit on me in every single video if you want to, and I will find it hilarious. So he knows that, and I have the same, and that's why we do that. But that's Dark Void. That's what I would say. Platinum, I want to just say to you, because you had said you're stuck with me now, what I would consider as someone who has already become a member on YouTube, I am trying to get it to work with Discord better, the YouTube memberships. But we also do have the Buy Me a Beer memberships that are roughly the same cost, and it works better in terms of integrating into Discord. But I have both people on both. I'm still working on getting that integration to work properly with YouTube so that you have the same perks. But anyway, that is Dark Void. That is what I would say to you and what I would do. And you've just found 2 new homes, at least temporary homes, permanent homes, if you start working on those things. Zavor, I agree, man. I really do. Let's go back over to Discord. Okay, we are going to skip ahead on this one to the bottom one, because this is someone who did not to these ones. These ones I don't know if we'll get to today, but to Girmango, who did not give me a lot of information to go on, but he did tip me ahead of time, which adds pressure and makes me want to provide better service, so that they feel like their money is worth it. So let's see. Somebody asked me before, they said, who's my favorite hero in HOTS? Who was that? And I tried to ignore questions like that while I'm doing a review because it gets me off track. Months behind. My favorite character in HOTS is Butcher. Love Butcher. I love characters that have unlimited growth potential. I think Butcher is really hard to use. I think that he's very rewarding to use if you use him correctly. I like Raynor for the same reason. I do like some of the healers. I do like playing Deckard Cain sometimes. I do like playing the roller skater too. I forgot his name, the guy from Overwatch who just like skates around with his boombox. But those are some of my favorite ones to play. But I like to jump around. Osmodan. I haven't played Osmodan since I came back to the game. I played him a few times back in the day. I know he's very strong now. A lot of people play him, but I have not jumped back into him. But if you play, me and Berm have been playing a bunch over the last few weeks. I don't know how much playing I'll be able to do once school starts again. But my wife also does travel for work a bunch, and I know in September she has to leave for 2 weeks for 2 different trainings. So, in September there will probably be some times when I'm playing as well. Let's go back to Girmango. 140. Let's say 140 now. Would love a review. Top 3 of Fleet, Arena every day. Only 1 other Leviathan. Almost all assault battles max level. Currently focused on GL Hondo, but also just unlocked Riva. Couldn't figure out how to request a paid one, which we talked about. Thinking about my next farm, potentially Profundity, Afra, or Glat. Also need a lot of mod work and relic cleanups. Have about 2,000 Kairos saved up. I have 277 shards of SM33. Should have him soon. You'll have him in plenty of time. This is one, I don't really know where he fits in GP-wise. We have a Leviathan, but if there's only 1 other Leviathan in the fleet, that means it's a relatively young fleet. Just unlocked Riva, so probably earlier on, but focused on GL Hondo. I'm gonna say that, I don't know, I feel like it's probably 7 to 8 million, somewhere in there. Let's see. Oh my god. 12 million. Just unlocked Riva. Oh boy, we got a lot of work to do, my man. Whew. Okay, let's see what has to be done here. That is... All right. First of all, let's check out these guys. Imperial Remnants. They are all R7. At 12 million, that is a mistake. Duel of the Fates. Let's check out Battle for Naboo. Okay, we do have these guys at R9 at least, which is good. I know a lot of people, again, are stopping in. They're saying happy birthday. I appreciate it. Thank you. I really do. As I get older, I turn off my Facebook notifications so that people don't say it. But that's because they're people I don't talk to on a daily basis. And I do talk to you guys. We do have Jabba 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we are missing just Ahsoka and we are missing Hondo. You said that you are working towards Hondo, so let's see what we are working towards. We have put some money towards it. So you are wailing on Hondo, which is fine. Totally fine. Let us see with our ships. No profundity. What do these ships look like? Okay. How close are we on profundity? Gear tracker. We are very close to profundity. Okay. Collection. Ships again. I am going to say this as like a point of fact. I do believe that it is always a mistake to not have all of your ships at 7 stars. I really would strongly recommend doing like 3 battles. Rex's arc, I think, is like fleet currency, isn't it? Let's see in game. Ships, Galactic Republic. It's from some currency because it's not farmable. I would really strongly recommend. I know that it's tough because Zetas are. Let's look it up. Rex Arc 170 Swugga. It is Fleet Arena and Guild Event Store. Okay. So I would strongly recommend not getting it from the Fleet Arena store because you can get it from the Guild Event Store. Buy it from the Guild Event Store every time it comes around, even if it is rare. I just think it is such a mistake for people to not have every ship at 7 stars. I would slow farm Star Fortress. It's not a high tier fleet, but at your level, it makes sense to have all of the fleets, and they do come in handy. I'm not telling you to put a ton of resources towards it. I am telling you just to do the slow farm method and get it. So Rex and Star Fortress, just slow farm them. Rex, only do it from Guild Event Store, even if it's rare. It doesn't matter how long it takes you. It's not a priority, but get it done. Hey, Womp Rat. Good morning, bud. Yeah, get your ass on so we can raid into you later. I would strongly recommend Profundity. I did say this to Captain Void in the review that I just did. You are very close to Profundity, right? You're like right there. And you might not feel like you need Profundity right now, but the reality is that the best time to farm a ship is when you don't need it. At your level, let's just see where you are in GAC. Kyber 4 right now. Okay. At your level, ships really do win GACs. And I would recommend getting this done, getting it to 5 stars, and then just letting it sit. Let yourself get the free shards every single month until something comes out. You don't want to be caught with your pants around your ankle and CG says, hey, Luthen's Fondor Hallcraft or whatever it's called is coming out, and now you need to drop 27,000 crystals on it. Just get it done. As for Ahsoka, I think at your level, it's worth it to get all of the GL, but I don't think she's necessarily a priority GL. There's just other things that are going to fundamentally help you out a lot more. You know, I would strongly recommend at your level R9ing Peridia Patrol. Strongly recommend. I am so in the camp of R9ing Peridia Patrol. It is such a mistake when people are in a position to do it and they have not done it yet. I do want to check out our raid history. You're doing 9.3. Your guild is at this box. I don't know if they're going to go for the max box, but you are doing over the average, so it's not necessarily like the worst thing in the world if you don't go further. You have all the clones, so you must... No, 7.2. You should be doing more, man. I don't know what you're doing for the raid right now, but Grand Moff Tarkin and Scorch is a team. Just those two. I have videos on it. Scribe has videos on it. Silver has videos on it. Grand Moff Tarkin and Scorch is a two-man team for 3.6 million. Okay. The other three clones, CX2 Disguised Clone Trooper Oppo, is a three-man team for 3.6 million. And it does have some RNG in it, but that RNG is super early in the run. The Jedi you have at R9 right now, that is another 3.6 million, right? So between that stuff, 3.6 times 3, 6 times 3, that is 10.8 million right there. Your pirates should be doing 1.8 million. I know that they can do that, right? That's 1.8 million right there. And your Bad Batch, yes, I know that it is annoying that they are slightly harder than they used to be. They're not really that hard with the right mods, which the raid server has a great infographic on. That is another 1.2 million. That's going to get you to max personal crate, literally doing nothing. Right? Just, you don't have to increase anything else for the raid. You just have to remod for the raid, which is annoying. But we all have to do it if we want to get the max personal stuff. I think based on what you are doing right now, profundity should be your priority. Just to get it done very quickly. Let's check out this Afra. Where are you on Afra? Afra's not... Oh, you already... Yeah, why wouldn't you? Of course get Afra. You already... What did you... You must have bought... You must have bought the pack for this. Right? So it makes sense to 100% get Afra at that point. You have all this stuff. You have all that stuff. You have Jedi Master, Balin. Okay. So this is all little projects for you right now. Your little projects are get Profundity now. R9 your Peridia Patrol. It's just such... I promise you, 6 to 8 months, you'll thank me. You should be refreshing at your level of the game. You should be refreshing Duel of the Fates at the R9 tier. You should be refreshing Peridia Patrol at the R9 tier. Right? Like, hands down. No questions asked. Continue on Hondo. You've wailed on him, and you're going to need some R9s, but we don't know what those R9s are yet for Smuggler's Run 3. We don't know if you need one. We don't know if you're going to need 3 of them. We have no idea. But these are things you can do in the short term. you might as well get Afra because you already have the Lightspeed bundle for Afra. Uh, Now, in terms of modding, what I'm going to say about modding, people ask me about modding all the time, is that, like, can you look at my mods? Are they good? Are they this? Are they that? My life hack for mods is I type in character name mods.gg into Google and I follow whatever the .gg recommendation is for everything. And then I have a list of filters, right? If you are not doing 3 refreshes a day on mod challenges and mod battles, I would be doing that. But you need distinct mod filters in order to get things done correctly. So I'm going to just take this stuff down for a second and show you. In my characters, I have and I have a video on this too. If you want the video, it's in order. It knows exactly what to sell. And I go down all those filters. And then I go to the very bottom one. That's my speed check filter. So I can see what I got. Right? And if there is something that I see that I got and I go, oh, let's just use this tenacity mod as an example. Okay, a 15 speed tenacity mod with health on the circle. What I then do is I go to all unassigned units. I go tenacity mod. I go circles only. Right? Health percent. It's already speed sorted. And I take a look at all of my characters that have one. And I see if this mod would help any of my characters. Now, this mod will not, right? But yesterday, I had a mod that was like here, and I could download one mod on one character, and I go, okay, this one goes to Malik. This one goes to B2. This one goes to Enfys. This one goes to Magma Trooper. And I was able to upgrade like 9 characters worth of mods just by getting one mod. That is the best thing that you can possibly do for your account, is set up a robust series of filters. And again, I have a video on my filters. Some people really love them. Some people have a different opinion on them. They have their own mod filters. That's fine. But this is just a really good start where I filter out any mods where I go, hey, this is what I'm doing. If you have hot utils, you can do that. And I have hot utils, but I don't like remodding my characters often because I already know what my characters can do. And I don't want to be in a position where it remods all of my characters and then I go, oh shit, like it works for this counter, it doesn't work for that. I just don't want to do it. But also, not everybody is a hot utils user. And I've said this before, hot utils is worth every dollar. But you should not need to pay a third-party company in order to fundamentally use the game as it is. Looking at kind of the bottom end of your roster, quite goated. It is great. I have hot utils. 100%. I use it for my mod swapping for like for events. Is this an account you've bought? It seems like you have bought a bunch of Lightspeed bundles, right? Because it looks like you are missing a lot of Zetas, and they're not all high quality Zetas, but it just seems that you are probably in a constant Zeta shortage right now, is what I would glean from that. I also hate remodding, but you know what? Like, it needs to be done in some ways. Oh, Darth Link, when you and I chat, right? When you and I sit down, we'll plan maybe sometime next week. I'm gonna teach you how to use the mod area because it is life changing for mod refreshes or mod switching. That is gonna be priority one, man. Just check out a few of these. That is the thing sometimes, Lady Geek, is that some people, it's not so much about being able to spend money, it's about not wanting to give it to EA, right? Um, so yeah, Hot Utils is worth no. Darthlink, we're gonna fix that for you. That is gonna be such a quality of life change for you. You went the offense mod route for this. Okay. Yeah, I mean, health. None of your modding. It's not that your modding is bad. It's just that you have a younger account and you don't have a lot of high speed mods. And I would definitely put, if you are not doing so, you need to be doing your 3 refreshes a day. I am not somebody who typically, so there's that one slice of bundle that comes around, right? It's premium. This one here, where is it? Slice of bundles. I am not somebody that prioritizes this, the mod sets in here. This would be a great slice of bundle. It comes around once a month because you will be buying the Zetas. You will be getting whatever you need more from this middle tier, and then you will be getting those Zetas over here for 25 bucks. I would consider making this like a constant purchase because you just need to spend a lot of time and effort on brute forcing mods is really what it comes down to. Right? No, there's not enough loadouts in game and it sucks. And that is why, I did a video on that too. Like, hey, or I think I did a Reddit post on it. Like, it is time that there are more sets and loadouts in game. But it just comes down to time worked. But again, I kind of give you a path in the beginning, and I would work on the little things before you focus on Ahsoka. That's what it boils down to. I hope that's helpful. I know you were looking for a premium experience, but you didn't give me too much to go off of. I will, if there's any questions you have otherwise, I will happily answer those for you. Let's move on to the next one, which is Discord. What is the next one? Is Backphat. Let me just answer this on this. Oh, no, I don't want to change my Discord over. Give me 1 second. Go to my game. I want to check this real quick. All right. Okay. We are back. Thank you for being patient there. Let's go back over to Discord. Ignore. I did want Pratt, and I actually found that link on your page yesterday when I was trolling through and trying to find it. Hopefully we can get you some help, man. Let's see. Backphat, jumping around. Backphat. All right. Standard review. Backphat is 201. Perfect. Top 20 of your fleet arena. 18 and 19 Leviathans with a few executors. Are you coordinating? Not at the moment. Not high enough to have started that discussion. Okay. Assault battles. So you don't have them. Assault battles. CT3, CT2, CT3, 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 CT. How are you not high enough? That Fanatical Devotion, Duel of the Fates. Are you dead set on continuing with current farms you're doing? Not really. Coming back from long hiatus and had just finished Jabba. Still finishing gearing him and was going to move into Profundity Leia next. Okay, how highly do you value efficiency? I want to be as efficient as possible. Are there any favorite characters you want to prioritize? Shards for any important Proving Grounds characters? Just ones you think might be important to help me. Can't complete Interceptor yet, so very behind. That's irrelevant. Doesn't matter. Some of the ones that you've mentioned, they're good characters, but in terms of earlier ROI, they're not super relevant, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm kind of thrown here because there's a lot of Leviathans, a few Executors, but you're too early on. So my feeling is that maybe you are somebody that you are maybe somebody who started the game early and then came back to the game, and you're in an older shard than you should be in. I'm gonna say that you're probably around 6 million. So let us see. 7 million. Okay. Oh, what do you mean you're too early to have this discussion? Dude, reach out to your fleet Discord. You are a 5-star executor who you might not get a slot right now, because a lot of these fleet Discords, they will say like, hey, we're going to give you this slot, but we're not going to like lower ourselves for you. You have to be able to get it on your own. You don't have to talk. Nobody talks in their fleet Discord. It's just about the payout channel. It's all about the payout channel, right? You go over, where's my fleet Discord? Fleet shard group. Right? Nobody talks. The last time somebody talked was last year. But this is the important thing. So I can go, and I have it memorized now, but I can go in here and I can go, okay, I know who I can hit. I know I can't hit space. A lot of these have quit, but I know I can't hit Space Grass early because he's right before me. I know I can hit Teamwork because he's a couple hours after me, right? It's just about knowing who you can hit. That's all it is. You can start those conversations now. And you might not get a number 1 slot. They might say, look, we have people at every distance, at everything. But you might get a number 2 slot or a number 3 slot, whatever it is. I don't know if you should refresh Executor yet. I would definitely be refreshing Punishing One. Refresh Punishing One once a day. And I have been told, I always forget who told me this, but that Mark 6 Interceptor helps with the Leviathan counter. No, with the Executor. I don't know. It helps with one of them. I'm not a fleet guy. But I definitely would be refreshing Punishing One once a day. Or once a day. Maybe refresh Executor once an event for now. When Punishing One is done, maybe you can consider refreshing it a little bit more. What do you have? Military Might Ground War, CT1, CT1. Forest Moon at CT2 is kind of crazy. I know Dark Link pointed that out. You should be able to do Forest Moon at CT2. Well, before we do, let's see. Do you have... You probably don't. No, you don't. So Veers, Stark, Piet, Range Trooper, and Dark Trooper can do it. You're probably going to need like 2 Zetas. Okay, so Executive versus Leviathan. So then, yes, start farming Mark 6. Thank you, Xander. Start farming Mark 6 as well, because that's going to help you out a lot. You're going to want this for the tier. Basically, you build a turn meter train. Bit Dynasty has every single counter video you could ever possibly imagine. Like, seriously, he does. Did I just click on the same character? No, and this one. You're probably going to want Imperial Intelligence, and you're probably going to want Veers's Aggressive Tactician. But if you just mod these guys for the event, you should have no problem doing military might. I did it for Vanced on Vanced's fucking account, and Vanced's account is Vanced's account. So if I can do it on his account, your account can do it with those two Zetas. And I know that you're like, oh, that's going to be a tough sell, but it'll help you in the future. Let's check. Oh, do you really only need it to be unlocked? Interesting. That I did not know, Zavor. If you just need it to do its one special and be done with it. I literally had no idea. Do you need Piets? Let's see. You probably are going to need Piets, right? Because of the Emperor's Trap. Yeah, you'll need Piets too. 3 Zetas. I mean, I still would do it. I think it's worth it. I think it's very worth it, honestly, to have that done. And it's not the highest tier team, but we're talking about a much lower tier of GAC also. And I use them sometimes. I don't use them all the time, but they are a useful GAC team. Have these guys. We don't need him. JMK is great, but not really high tier, not necessary. Jabba, Executor, Profundity, Cal, Leviathan, Leia, Bo-Katan. Let's see our guild. So you need about a 1 million score on this raid. You're doing about, they probably don't even care. Oh, you're doing Battle for Naboo. Love the Fates, Lover Boys. I will tell you, if your guild is doing Battle for Naboo and they're not doing Order 66 yet, I would prioritize Padawan, Obi-Wan, and Master Qui-Gon early. They do not need to be R9 right now. But I would get them to like R5. And they're not going to be great without Quad May, but it's not like you're doing a great amount of bat damage anyway. It's a good assault battle. They're accelerated now, so it's not a big deal to farm them, even though they are Cantina farms. I would keep them at R5. I do think that going for Profundity and Leia is a solid idea for you because you have... So we've talked about this earlier on, right? You have Jabba and Jedi Master Luke already. And when you do these two, and there's like this square where you go from Profundity to Leia Organa, and there's just those 4 work super well together in terms of farming order. So I think I would probably, if I had to give you any advice right now, I would say prioritize your Lover Boys to like R5. I would say make sure you are doing Punishing One once a day. At least once a day. I would say once a day is fine for you. I would right now refresh Executor once an event. You know, in 4 to 6 months, it maybe is going to be fine, and you won't have to, you know, in 4 to 6 months, you may decide you want to do the rest of them, and that's completely fine. MK6 is apparently only needs to be unlocked. So get that bitch unlocked so it can do its middle special, right? And then go after Profundity and Leia. The 3 Zetas that you'll need for Forest Moon, I would do it. Honestly, I would do it. It'll help you. Those relic materials are going to be a super help to you. So I would strongly consider it. Nothing in your proving grounds right now is going to be the worst thing in the world, or the best thing in the world for you to get. You just have to finish out your return on investment. You're kind of where your guild needs you to be. Unfortunately, I would start thinking about Zepho or Mandalore, especially if you want to move on in guilds, especially if you want to find something a little bit better. But this other stuff is a little bit more important for you right now. So just food for thought. Look, I'm going to tell you, when it comes to POW's Omicron, I don't know, I did do a video. Early on, I did a video about it being a trap. And it is. It is a trap. And I talked about why it's a trap. But I have come around on that Omicron pretty significantly. I got the Omicron like 3 months ago. It just saves me time. And time is my most valuable asset right now. So if it saves me 10 minutes a day, I did it. I had 13 million at that time. No regrets. It is useful. And the earlier in the game you are, the more useful it is, because it helps with a lot of different things. Let me just check this really quick. Okay. We did 3. We did Backphat. Give me 2 minutes. We will be right back. I have to run the bot. We're not going to play the song. Well, maybe we should play the song again just because it's funny. But I will be right back. We'll try to get 1 or 2 more done, and we have to do our picture for the day, right? So 2 minutes. All right. Yeah, drawing with egg is fun. In fact, let's do drawing with egg now because I like drawing with egg. Um, just give me a second to actually get in game real quick. Drawing with egg, we did as a joke, right? I think Lady Geek yesterday had said something, and I was like, you know what? That sounds like a lot of fun. And so then we did it. I don't know if she expected me to do it, but we did. I don't know why my game just jumped in size. But let's just make sure that TB is looking good first. We need, let's check where we're at. 730 minus 681. So we need 49 there. Plus 730 minus 475. So 304 plus 396 minus 391. How much is left? Phase info minus 206 minus 33. Oh man, if we do it, we'll be at a minus 37, but I don't think that that's enough. It's still kind of cool. to be there. So we have 200. We need 50 there. 475. This can go up another 100 because we have 200, right? Yeah. So this can go to 575. All right. Do we have any drawing suggestions for today? Last week, oh, before we do that, a couple people asked me questions and I totally missed them. So hold on. Somebody asked me a question they said for after the review, but I think it got lost, which is a shame. It's too high above in the multi chat for me to answer. So I apologize for whoever that was. Not really an egg, but is it 3 eggs in a trench coat? I think that's on my board, isn't it? How many stars are we doing? We're doing 43. We're getting very, very close to 44. And we have 2 slackers this time because they are quitting. They're retiring. Palmacon. All right. Any suggestions for our drawing for today? Let's see. Display capture, video capture. We did Jabba last week. We did Jabba with Slave Leia, which was an unintended addition. There is a a Gungan shotgunning a beer. All right. We're going to do a Gungan shotgunning a beer. If I can find the right source. Display capture. Share a specific window. Okay, we want to do a new source. Window capture. We are going to do MS Paint. Oh, right. This type of capture does not seem to work with MS Paint. We learned that last time. So a display capture. Does not seem right. Game capture, browser source, screen capture. That's what we want. Add a screen. Let's add this. There we go. Delete that. Let's put that down here. Let's resize this. Gungan shotgunning a beer. Now, Jabba last week, he got pretty close. People did say he did look like Jabba, the one that we did. I think somebody said, why does this actually look like Jabba? We're going to add drawing with Egnards to our board and say 220. Okay, 220. Let's get let's see, Gungan. Let's find a source image that we can use for the Gungan. Something that'll help us, something that'll be useful to us. Gungan. I kind of like this one. All right, that'll be our source image. Okay, so let's see. This looks like a high Jar Jar. Let's see if we can do it. We need kind of like a tan, right? So is this good? Maybe a little bit more than that tan. Can I like edit the color? Oh, good. Let's do something slightly more on the yellow scale, I think. Something like, no, it's more of a red. All right, so let's go more towards the orange scale. Okay, I think that's it. I think we got this. So our Gungan is going to be, let's do the face first. And we're going to say something like something like this. We need to have his mouth open. So something like that. Man, Gungans are fucking hard. Not Jar Jar. Jabba is so much easier. Do his little alien eye. There's another little alien eye over here. We got to get his little head thing going. His ear. We got another ear back here. Something like that, right? And Gunkins are fucking hard. Let's get our nostril. And we need like a yellow for the eyes. Where is the paint can? We need a black. Kind of want like these weird lines here. This is going to be his clothing, which we're going to make more of a brown. Here, something like a pauldron. Looks like he's got a shoulder pauldron there. Let's make this a little bigger. And he's got these little like jewels in this pauldron. Oh, actually, they are kind of circular. Let's go like that. It's interesting because well, let's use this again, right? No, that's not the color. Let's use this for the arm. And let's say a little bit smaller. That arm is coming up to the face. And all right. Let's take that. Nope. Don't want to do that. You want. This is going over the arm. So we want to fill that in a little bit. Don't know how we're gonna get this hand because I cannot draw. So let's give him his really dopey looking. Well, maybe let's make the beer can first. And get his like scrappy looking arms around it. Something like that. And he's got some kind of what's this pauldron thing? He's got like an armband on. Which goes all the way up. There we go. And it's got like green jewels in it. Bigger than the other jewels. spirally things on these gill-looking things. Get airbrush. I want to take this color and airbrush the. Oh, let's see. We'll do that, and then we're gonna make this more red, and we're gonna airbrush the face a little. I feel like there's more red up here. There's do the same thing. Well, that was stupid. Need to do like a black line. We're gonna go back to this. We're gonna make this no. Back to this. We're gonna make it a little lighter. No, too dark. Little lighter. Okay, there's our Gungan. Right? There is our Gungan shotgunning a beer. I think I did pretty good. You need to see if Meathead would join us. I know it's very early in the morning for Meathead. It is. It's what? It's 10, so 9, it's 7 in the morning for him. There's our Gungan shotgunning a beer. Make a happy little tree. We can. Last week, JP, I don't remember if you were here last week when we did this, but the Jar Jar looked much better, honestly. Jar Jar definitely, or not Jar Jar, the fuck is his name? Jabba looked much, much, much better. Like not the merch site. I want I I want Moonborn to do a Christmas, an ugly Christmas sweater this year. An Egnards ugly. Fuck! I keep erasing the tree. I really want to purchase myself an Egnard's ugly Christmas sweater. So I am begging him to do one. There we go. That's it. I told Meathead, I had this conversation with Meathead, and I said he is invited on to Zeta Protocol any week that he wants. And every 2 weeks I reach out to him and I say, hey, we are doing it at this time. And I'm hoping that one day, we're not really a guest show. We had Sarah because of course you have to have Sarah, right? Like, and if she came back to the game, you know, then Pico will leave me for Sarah. But we will definitely have Meathead if he decides to do it. All right, we're going to try to do at least one more, and then I have to start getting ready for my day. So let's see. Gustavo Malto. Let's go to Discord. Gustavo. Fleets, mostly Executor and Leviathan. Trying to finish some Order 66 teams. Open to improve roster wisely. Are you dead set on continuing? I mean, you didn't really tell me that you're on anything. How high do you value efficiency versus fun efficiency? Just want a suggestion for roster in general. Okay, so this is gonna be pretty quick, right? Like, let's see. I would love to guess the GP, but I don't really have that much to go off of. It would just be an empty guess. So we have 9 million. Doing Order 66. Ooh. We need about 2 million for our guild. We're doing about 3 million. So we are overperforming our guild when it comes to Order 66. That is something that, you know, is important to kind of keep in mind. Davidos, thank you, man. Tell everyone else in Rebels. I don't know. Tell them all. Thank you, I guess. Right? Collection. Filters. There we go. Reads Order 66. Okay. All right. I mean, look, I don't really think you have to do much more for Order 66. If you plan on staying in your guild, you're overperforming your guild. And that's just something to keep in mind. You don't have much more that needs to get done. You know, if I knew the exact team comps you were using, I would say you're probably doing Kylo Ren Beck, Plo Koon, and Jocasta New at the R8 tier, which is terrible. It's so much RNG unless you add a fourth in there. Once you add a fourth, it is a lot more manageable and a lot less a pain in the ass. I'm assuming you're doing the R5 tier of these guys. That's probably getting you whatever you need to get. That's 1.8 plus 1.2. That's 3 million. Then Tarkin should be able to get you 300,000, and you should be able to get 300,000 here. So you should be doing about 3.6 million. Don't over prioritize it, honestly, at all. You're done with the raid unless you plan on moving guilds. You're done with need for the raid, is what I should say. JML, you have Executor. I did not check how far your Executor is. So 6-star Executor. You have Mark 6 open. Where is Punishing? Punishing 1 is good. How are you doing here? 25. Okay, so I will just say, because a bunch of people in this stream have told me that with Mark 6, and maybe you need our 7-star Executor, I'm not 100% sure. With Mark 6 just unlocked, you can beat Leviathans. Bit Dynasty, I'm sure, has a video to help you bring this fleet rank down if, you know, that wasn't just tagged at a time in the day when you are not as far into it. You have Jedi Knight Cal, you have Bo-Katan. What about third? You have Third Sister. You have Jabba. What about our Lover Boys? Padawan Obi-Wan. Master Qui-Gon. Both are R9. You don't really need to have these guys at R9 right now, but since you have them relicked, I would bring these 3 at least to R7. To be, you know, fully, completely honest with you, it would be a smart decision for you to get those extra resources out of it. It's just something to strongly consider, is bringing those 3 up. And then, you know, I say this a lot lately. You exist in this area of the game where you got Jabba. Getting Profundity, JML, and Leia are just really, it's just a smart move for the roster. You know, it's always good to have another capital ship, especially one that you don't need. So if you don't need it right now, being able to get it more freely is a solid move. Jedi Master Luke is just the GOAT when it comes to conquest, and, you know, people who don't prioritize conquest, it's just a really silly thing. So I would strongly recommend prioritizing that and getting him. And then Leia, once you have those other 2, becomes so much easier. There are the bundles out now. I don't know if you're a free-to-play player or not, but with these two things done, Leia will also be much more manageable. I think that because you're already doing better than your guild in the raid by a pretty sizable margin, that it would make sense for you to exist in this area of working on these three things, and Peridia boys to like R5 to R7 would be the smartest move that you could possibly make for your roster right now. You don't really need much more than that. And once you have those things, you'll be in a really, really solid position for GAC, TW, just really overall the game in general. So, please, I wish I could give you like some big in-depth thing, but there isn't too much reason to do so. That's the best advice that I can honestly solidly give you. All right. So I do need to get ready to head into the city. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. It's not my birthday. My birthday is tomorrow. It's tomorrow morning. Well, it's tomorrow all day. Dumbass I am. I look forward to birthday brunch. It's a lot of fun. I don't know if he's here or not still. So those things that I said earlier hold true. I'm sure that Womprat is streaming right now. Is he? No, he's not streaming right now. Wow, interesting. I guess he's not doing one this morning. Maybe he stopped doing Sundays. But thank you for joining me, and I appreciate it. And oh, there he is. Happy birthday yeah. So thank you. Let me just see if anyone that I don't know is streaming. We could raid into them because everybody else. There's one guy who, I don't know, he looks like a guy who doesn't speak English. And he doesn't actually, he's not, he's playing Heroes of the Storm. That's why. Okay, well, Wombrat, I honestly, I wish you a lot of luck over the next week. Everybody do check out Wombrat's streams over the next week. As I said earlier, he is raising money for a new wheelchair, and let's help him out with that, because mobility is a big deal, and that is more important to me than me getting a few more beers, right? So have a great day to everybody. Have an awesome TB to everybody finishing up day 6. I will see you next week. We have a few videos planned for the last week of summer. Peace out, guys. Have a great rest of your day. I'm going into the city to have a few beers.